Since that day, I turned my phone back on, deleted Twitter, deleted all my social media, and never looked back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, ShartenekDisheal, and let's do a get unready with me while I talk about something that is kind of personal. Usually I don't talk about anything personal on YouTube, but I have dug a little deep into like personal and been very vulnerable on the internet on my podcast. That's listed below, but let's get right into it. So I want to talk about a time where, social media was not like a big thing like it is now, but it was slowly getting into it. I see so much of people saying, they'll say different things like just post, or it's okay to show your face, and don't worry about what other people got to say about you. But believe it or not, it's not that simple. It's really not. So here's a little story time for y'all. Just a heads up, it is very hard to talk about it, but just to let y'all know that this is my story. This is something that actually happened to me. So for anyone who may say like, oh, like that's not true, or like they may say just how people can be on the internet, like this is my truth. Whether you like it or not, this is my truth. This is what happened to me and how I felt about the situation. Don't mind me, this is my first time doing these, so I'm trying my best to get this done the best way I can. This one's really getting on my nerves. So yeah, try my best. Hold on. Again, don't mind me, I am trying my best to get this done the best way I can. Anyways, like I was saying, like 9 to 10 years ago, I was dating this guy, and we broke up. But knowing me, like I'm still okay with being friends with him, and like he ended up dating this new girl, and she clearly did not like me. Which is fine. I mean, which is cool. You don't have to like me, but I was still trying to be his friend. So, long story short, back then I had Twitter, and Twitter was popping back then. With the tweets, retweets, mind you, I don't have Twitter right now. Like, whatever y'all call it now, X, whatever that is, I don't know. I don't know what that is, sweetie. So, back then, Twitter was the thing. At this time, I'm in college, and, one day I get home from, was I home? I can't remember if I just got home from work, if I was home chilling. But, I'm not always on my phone. Even now, like, I'm not, tied to my phone. Never have been. I was always working or different things. And so I get home, I check my phone, and my phone is going crazy. Like, phone going off. And it's, like, my Twitter is going crazy. So, long story short, she had said something about me, and then like it started getting retweets. There was like pictures of me and like next to like monkeys, and like, you know, like I was being real deal cyber bullied. And it wasn't just her, it was him, it was people we all know in college together. It was like, it got so ugly, y'all. And then what's funny is that this wasn't like a private page where she was just like, oh, like I'm just gonna like bully this girl just because I don't like her. Like, this was her, this was him, I was being tagged, like this was intentional. So there was things said about me, about like, you know, just the way I looked. And at the time, like, I wasn't a girl who was in makeup or anything like that. I was just, you know, like a normal girl, you know, but I was being criticized. This don't even look right. I'm gonna have to redo this. But yeah, I'm just, you know, like I said, like a normal girl. And it just dawned on me that I'm like, okay, like, I don't know how these curls gonna come out. 1 second. All right, sorry, I just redid that. It's a little bit better. It's, you know, I might have to pin this back, but that's fine. Like, it's whatever. This is just, it's whatever. Okay, so, so yeah, mind you, I didn't know this girl. I don't know her. I just knew that she dated my ex, which is, you know, whatever. It's cool. People move on. If you're not right for me, then, you know, maybe you're right for her. And that's how I actually looked at the situation. No bad blood with him or her until all this happened. So like I said, like, so when I say Twitter went crazy, mind you, I'm at HBCU and I'm dating a guy that throws some of the biggest parties on campus. And, you know, everybody knows him. Not everybody like knows me. I was like the girl that was behind the scenes, but, you know, try my best to support him the best way I could at the time. So that, you know, that was just my goal, just being a supportive girlfriend when I was. But now that we're not dating, like, it's all good. Y'all, Twitter is going ham. Then I see comments like, who are y'all talking about? Oh, I didn't know he had an ex-girlfriend. You know, it was things people were saying like, oh, she's really not that pretty. The new girl is pretty, you know, and it was just a whole bunch of like, it was crazy. Like, y'all know on Twitter when you can like retweet stuff, like when I say there was retweets, there were tags, there were like shared posts. Like when I say I went viral within my school, like I felt like my whole world crashed. And it was literally cyberbullying. Like, it would be me next, like my profile picture next to a picture of like those monkeys with the big nose, or like, you think of it, I was called every meme in the book. It was like, it tore down my self-esteem so bad to a point where I couldn't show my face. Like, when I say the whole school knew him, the drama just like grew. People was just like curious. They were tagging me like, this is her. And then like, I'm getting threat messages about, you know, her girls trying to jump me. And like I said, like, I don't know her. I just know that she dated him. Like, there was times where I told him what to do, you know, to set up dates for her that he never did for me. You know, like, I didn't have an issue with either one of them. But then all of a sudden there was like a big issue. I don't know if it was her insecurities or what, but y'all, it got ugly. It got real ugly to a point where like my phone was going crazy. I had to turn my phone off and I threw my phone. At the time I was with my boyfriend, we was living in our apartment, and I threw my phone. I turned off all the lights and I sat in the dark. my boyfriend walks through the door and he's like, you good? Like, what you doing in the dark? And I'm like, boo-hoo crying, y'all. Ugliest cry in the world. So I showed him what was going on. He was furious. And since that day, I turned my phone back on, deleted Twitter, deleted all my social media, and never looked back. I was working in another city that was right next. It was like a 15-20 minute drive, going that bad. And I was scared that people from the school would recognize me, and the girls would come to my job and, you know, fight me or jump me. I'm not a fighter. I'm more of a lover, not a fighter. Never wanted to fight anybody or anything like that. Never wanted to. And like, I don't like being put in positions to make me try to fight somebody that I really did not have like a real issue with. Like, if anything, she had an issue with me. So, in the house, boo-hoo crying. And he's like furious. He was like, what are you at? What are you at? What are you at? And I'm like, no, like, don't do it. That's not the type of people we are. And he was like, no, I don't want to hear that. Like, my girl is crying. Like, y'all really saying no stuff about my girl. And, you know, I was like, nah, just let it go. Because, you know, I don't want anything to happen to you. You know, I don't want anything to happen to you. So he was like, all right, cool. Hold on. All right, sorry, I have to put this on. I'm like, yeah, so so I wouldn't go to work. I couldn't go to work. I was scared somebody was going to see me. Somebody was going like find me, jump me. You know, I dropped out of school. Like, when I say it was one of the most embarrassing things ever, it was. And like, let's go back to when my boyfriend saw me in the room. He was just like asking questions, like, how this happened? Like, why are they talking about you like this? Like, you know, where he at? Like, you know, tell him to pull up, whatever. And I'm like, no. But what a lot of people don't know is that in that time when I was sitting in the dirt before my boyfriend showed up, there was a lot of things going through my mind, like my insecurities, my, you know, you're not good enough, or this is what people think about you when they see you, and a lot of things like believe it or not, like I was going through like suicidal thoughts. Like, when I deleted my Twitter account and like all my social media, I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want anything or anybody to find me, to reach me, to like, when I say I did not want to be seen, I did not want to be seen. I wanted to erase any type of existence of myself off all social media, off like the entire world at that point. When I say it was a depressing, dark moment of my life, because some people don't realize how people's words and just how many people agree and talk about you, and one like you are like, you're not even human. And you know, it's crazy because I had a conversation with that specific ex a couple weeks ago, and he was just saying how he felt bad, and that once the damage was done, he wanted to apologize, but he didn't. He just let it happen. But I was like, first of all, you look at him and talking to you, because I literally cut him off for 10 years. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with you. You could have stopped this. You could have had my back. Anybody could have had my back. My old roommates in college didn't have my back. Like, nobody had my back but my man. Nobody had my back but my man. And you know, that was the only person I had, to the point where I had to rebuild myself. I had to refine myself. I had to, you know, anytime my boyfriend was like, no, you're beautiful, you're you know, you're cute, like, I never believed any of that. Like, I already wasn't one of those girly girls who wore wigs and stuff. Like, I was natural. And at the time, like, makeup was really popular. And I say all that to say this, like, if someone is having a hard time with social media, just know that there's a past. That could have been anything that kind of triggered them, that makes them uncomfortable with showing their face. because I went through a period of time where I could not show my face. It was hard for me to take pictures. It was hard for me to even smile, look at myself, and give myself like affirmations or tell myself I'm beautiful. Like, this is me, like 21, 22 years old, getting cyberbullied and having to go through all of that at an adult age. And, you know, literally just y'all seeing me on here to talk about it and just showing my face and talking to the camera, this is truly a blessing. Like, I had to go through therapy. I had to, it was, some people say it's just like a dark time, but really it was like a dark decade for me. It really was. You know, my boyfriend encouraged me to learn how to do makeup and to, you know, like, hold on. Yeah, so it's not that social media isn't for everyone. Is that, you know, just give people time. Again, I didn't know this girl. I just, sometimes dark places happen. And I just see it too many times where people are just like, you know, build that confidence, do this, and like, it takes time. It takes a lot more than what y'all think, because it literally took me almost 10 years to even show my face comfortably and not feel like people are criticizing me or, you know, laughing at me or thinking something else. Yeah, like, my boyfriend had to teach me how to, or like encourage me to, hey, do your makeup. Oh, you want to do that? Like, try it. You know, I'm watching YouTube videos and learning how to do this and do that and what I like and what I don't like, and, you know, just his encouragement and, you know, having my family behind me to kind of help me, you know, through the situation. That helped, but it wasn't all glamorous. You gotta understand, people have their stories. People, you know, all have been through something, and you gotta understand, sometimes just having that little bit of courage to like show your face, or to even, you know, think like even the thought of taking a picture and posting it on social media, on Facebook or anything, took a lot. Like, it took a lot. Because what that situation did to me was it like stripped me of who I was, and I really had to rebuild who I was. I had to seek God for him to show me who I was and what type, and that I was his daughter, and that I was beautiful. And I had to believe those things, because for a long time I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. You couldn't tell me, because like, you can't say, oh, Nick, you look good in that, but if I don't like it, it's gonna throw it away. You know, oh, that picture looked good, yeah, but I don't like it. Or if I did like it, it's not getting posted. Like, you're not about to see me on social media. Like, it's not happening. So like I said, like, what you're seeing right now, this is truly a blessing. This is truly something that I had to overcome. This is truly something that only God knows, like, what I went through during that time. And like, 10 years is a long time. If you don't understand, like, you can't force or make somebody do something that they're not ready to do. They're not ready to do it. And sometimes we just gotta, you know, give people time. Because like, when I say, I had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago, and I thought, you know, like, yeah, I forgave him a long time ago. Like, I got through it. But never in a million years would I would have thought that I'm sitting here talking to someone who caused that, you know, that trauma that happened to me back in college. I'm gonna fix this. But yeah, like, I'm literally sitting here talking to him, and, you know, he's apologizing, and like, at first everything was going in one ear and out the other, just saying like how he's not that same person, that he, you know, wanted to say something, did it was too late, tried to reach out to me, I didn't want to talk to him. Like, what makes you think I want to talk to you when you were, you know, you were part of the problem, you know? And, you know, he definitely said things and did things. He was not the best person. He wasn't even a good friend. So, but like hearing him out at this age, 10 years later, like, I don't know, like even now I still have mixed feelings about it, because that was a really dark time for me that you caused. But now you want to be cordial, like, what's up with that? But the woman of God in me is like, okay, cool. People change. People, you know, apologize about things that happen. But the reality of it is, some people don't know how dark different places are. And like where you see me today, this is a whole new person. So I have to somewhat believe that he's a different person too. And that, you know, things happened. We were young, of course, fine. I don't know. It just kind of, you know, in the middle of the conversation, I cried. And he was like, no, like, Nick, don't cry. And I'm like, I'm not crying because I'm talking to you. I'm crying because I literally just had a flashback, like a docile Raven vision of the past, of what happened in that dark place. And when I was in my room by myself, having those suicidal thoughts that I didn't want to live, that I didn't want anybody to see me, that I didn't want to, like, not technically be alive. I didn't try to like commit suicide. It was just those thoughts in my head when I'm sitting in the dark crying, and I'm like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want anybody to know who I am. Nobody knows. Like I wanted to literally dig a hole so deep that it wasn't possible for anybody to find me. Like I changed my number. When I say it, if you saw me on social media like 6 years later, you'd be like, oh, like, there she is. Like, yeah. And granted, I did have a friend from college that I still talk to today, and she was very supportive and was like, yo, like, they did you wrong. Yeah, and she was like, he really like reached out, like, yeah, girl, he did. And he also did apologize. And then like, I can't be upset because some people will go years, decades, or even die without apologizing about something that happened years ago, and you don't even know how deep that situation was. Like, just having that reminder that I had suicidal thoughts in college, I'm sorry, just having that thought and remembering that brought back so many dark memories, and it just made me remember that where I am today is not where I was. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry. I get emotional. Because for a moment, for at least before I have that conversation with him, I totally forgot about that time when it was so dark. I think what happened was, it was a seed that I planted that I dug so deep in the back of my head that I wanted to forget about it. But it caused other things in my life, like me not believing who I was, me not pursuing any of my dreams, me not doing a lot of things. But in 2017, my grandfather passed away. That was like, okay, let's do something about this. You know, he was a great support. So now all I want to do is, you know, remember him and try my best to be a different version of myself that was back then. So yeah, I just started my blog. Started off with a blog first, just writing, because again, I'm not showing my face. And then like on the blog, I would have like a simple picture of me, but not nothing too crazy. Like my mom was like, you know, show more. I'm like I can't, like I basically can't. And then, you know, like here I am today on YouTube, and for me, it's not about the views or the likes or the comments. This is a living testimony of saying of you are not where you came from. You are not what people said you were. You are not what how people talked about you. Like, look at me today. I'm proving them wrong. I am wonderfully and beautifully made in the likeness of God, y'all. I just want to share that. I'm getting a bit too emotional, but like, next time someone says that they can't do anything, like, first of all, encourage them and let them know that they are. And that, you know, sometimes it's really important to change your way of thinking, you know, and then also understand why they feel a certain way, what happened to them. Just, you know, listen to them. There was a lot of people that wouldn't listen to me, and it was just like, oh, like, if you got cyber bullied because you deserved it because you can't stand up for yourself. No, I couldn't stand up for myself. I couldn't. And there was no way. It was me against an entire HBCU. Like, make it make sense. For real, for real. Make it make sense. So, yeah, no, I love y'all. Anyone have any questions, you know, please hit me up. I'm about to redo these because just look a little crazy. But my skincare is done, and yeah, I love y'all. I'm not embarrassed crying on YouTube, but I'm good, y'all. I'm good. So yeah, that is a true story. I may have missed out on a couple details, but y'all got the gist of it. So yeah, thanks for getting unready with me. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.